It wasn't as though in creating these companies that we thought that we would be successful. I thought that the most likely outcome was failure.
Don't expect to be great. This is what prevents people from winning.
I like micro failure. I like micro failure. I hate macro failure, like death of your business is bad.
Rise and shine, it's Entspresso time.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
Hey, it's Carmichael, and this channel was created to help you overcome the #1 challenge that is holding you back, a lack of belief in yourself. You watch these videos because you know there's something more inside you too. You have Michael Jordan level talent at something. So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee and sip on today's message from Elon Musk. Also, if you want to have more confidence, check out my 254 series. It's free. The link to join is in the description below.
There are just times when something is important enough, you believe in it enough, that you do it in spite of the fear. We've got to try to create an electric car company. But it wasn't as though in creating these companies that we thought that we would be successful. I thought that the most likely outcome was failure. But it was still worth doing, even though the odds of success were low. In fact, even for SpaceX, originally what I started doing was not creating a rocket company, but actually was going to do a small mission to Mars, which was just a philanthropic mission where you would send a small greenhouse with seeds and dehydrated gel, and it would, upon landing, hydrate the gel, and you'd have this cool picture of green plants on a red background. And the public tends to respond to precedents and superlatives. So this would be the first life on Mars, furthest that life's ever traveled, and you'd have this great money shot of green plants on a red background. So yeah, I thought that would get people's attention. So, but the expectation for that was no return. So I thought we wouldn't get any, we'd just spend the money on that and it wouldn't happen.
The reason why you are not chasing your big dream is because you're afraid that it's going to fail. You're afraid that it's not going to work, and what people will say about you and what you will think about yourself. But what's the alternative? It's sitting on your idea for years, never taking your shot because you're afraid, and living the rest of your life in regret, knowing that you had an opportunity, but were too afraid to take it. The way to not have regrets is to be always taking action. To, as soon as you get an idea, go do something about it. I had a great podcast with my friend Mark Drager a couple weeks ago, a month ago or so, where he was asking me about regret. And I used to always tell this story of, imagine you have a hangnail and how much that hurts, and it's all you can think about when you have a hangnail. But if somebody punches you in the arm, you don't feel the hangnail anymore because this hurts more, right? You focus on what hurts more, and suddenly this one doesn't hurt as much. That's how I would use regret. I would always think about whatever pain that I'm in right now, this thing that I want to do, but I'm afraid. I would imagine that this thing is going to be the best thing of all time, that this video I'm going to make, this speech I'm going to give, this client I'm going to meet is going to be the best of all time. And if I don't do it, I'm going to regret it for the rest of my life. For decades, I'm going to regret not taking action. And so the pain of doing the thing is the hangnail, and the future pain of regret for decades is the punch to the arm. And so it inflicts so much pain on me that then I have to go off and do that thing. And I used that for over a decade. Over a decade. That's the lens through which I made decisions and saw the world. But for the past 2 years, I haven't done that at all. I haven't talked about it. I haven't done it for myself because I talk about the things that I live. And I'm thinking, why? Why don't I do that anymore? Why don't I use future regret to fuel me? And I found that's because I'm always taking action. Because as soon as I get an idea, I do something. And so I don't judge the idea. I don't say, why me? I don't ponder on the idea. I don't just default to strategizing and thinking. I don't think, why did I come up with this? Why am I thinking about this? I just do it. You get an idea, you go off and do it. And that's been my mindset for the past 1.5 to 2 years. And as a result, the breakthrough was, you don't live with regret. If you're always taking action on the ideas that you have, you don't live with regret. You might regret some of the things that you end up doing, but most of the things that you regret are not the things done, it's the actions undone. Not taken. The action's not taken. You don't regret the things that you did, you regret the things that you didn't do. That's most people, right? There may be a couple things that you regret that you did, but for the most part, it's the things that you were too afraid to do that you regret for the rest of your life. And so if you're constantly doing, if you're constantly taking action, if you're always jumping, then you don't have regrets. And it's been an interesting way that I now see the world, and hopefully you can learn from. As soon as you get an idea, you go off and you do something. You do that, you won't have any regrets. So how do you actually get started? I'm gonna give you a 3-step process. Number 1 is go from idea to action, right? What I just talked about. Don't judge the idea. As soon as you get an idea, find the smallest possible way to just take action on it. Send an email, make a phone call, send a text to somebody, right? Take some kind of action. Buy that ticket. Whatever it is, the smallest possible way to get started. Of course, it's part of something much bigger. Of course, you want to start a YouTube channel because you want to have a big mission, reach a lot of people, get your 1 million subscribers, that thing down there, right? Awesome, I love it. And the more you think about it, the bigger it can be, the bigger it can be, the bigger, this giant mission, how you're gonna change the world. The problem with that is, it's exciting, but the problem with it is then it becomes overwhelming. Then it becomes, well, I don't have the money, the resources, the education, the timing to do all that stuff, and then you don't do anything. And so the only thing missing is momentum. So instead of finding how can you make it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, instead think how can I make it smaller, 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 smaller. You want to start a YouTube channel? Amazing. Here's a phone, take it, record, and post. Make your first video. That's what I'm talking about. That's momentum. As soon as you get an idea, don't judge it. Don't tell yourself you can't do it. Don't tell yourself you're not capable. Don't ask yourself, why me? Trust that the idea came to you from somewhere. It's good. You have genius ideas because you are a genius, and then go do something about it. Idea to action will eliminate your regrets. Step number 2 is expect to suck at the beginning. This is the problem with a lot of people. You make something and you expect it to be great. For some reason, you expect to take a camera, make a video, and be great the first time. You're not. You're gonna suck. Your first podcast is gonna suck. The first time you try to ride a bike, you're gonna suck. The first time you do anything. The first time you do anything. The first time anything, you learn a language, anything, you're gonna suck. Don't expect to be great. This is what prevents people from winning. Because you expect to be amazing at it. And then you go off and you do it and you realize, wow, I'm way worse than I thought I was gonna be. Awesome, next. Post, next. It's not putting so much of a priority on that one thing being perfect. If you're so worried about your first video being perfect, you're never gonna make a video. You make a video, expect it to suck, be proud of your effort, and then post it, and then make another one tomorrow, and another one tomorrow, and another one tomorrow. I want every video to be amazing. I'm doing my best every time. Right now, this video, this is the best that I can do with my skill set, knowledge, resources, abilities, this is it, I'm trying. It might suck. Maybe I still suck. I still have a long way to go to get to where ultimately I'm gonna end up. But this is the process. And I'm gonna make another video tomorrow and another one tomorrow and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,000 videos, right? We have over 6,000 videos now. It's crazy, 6,000 videos. Not any one of them is so important that it had to be perfect. Momentum is the only thing missing. Expect to suck, post, let's go. And then step number 3 is the regret minimization framework. So if you don't like step number 1 of idea to action all the time and step number 2 of expect to suck, step number 3 I got from Jeff Bezos, and he came up with what he calls the regret minimization framework. Basically, you try to live your life with as few regrets as possible, and you run it through the filter, which is what I did for over a decade. Run your life, run your decisions through the filter of, I don't want to be 95 years old, sitting in a rocking chair, thinking back on my life, thinking back on this moment right here, where you're about to make a bold decision, but you're afraid that this could be the life-changing moment right now that you're not gonna do, and how that impacts you for decades to come. And then use that pain, use that shot into the arm to forget about the hangnail and go take action. Now I have a really special bonus clip I think you're gonna enjoy, but before that, question of the day, I wanna know what is one idea that you have that you're gonna take immediate action on right now? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you made it this far in a video, I wanna celebrate you. Give me a hashtag believe down in the comments as well.
Tell us about failure and why it's important to fail.
I love it.
Yeah, because you mentioned that you love it.
I love it. I like micro failure. I hate macro failure, like death of your business is bad. But to me, you know what's funny? I'll use a boxing analogy. My favorite boxing, I watch a lot of boxing. I think boxing's a very interesting, and I'm super into mixed martial arts, but I grew up on boxing, I understand it better. And I like watching it because there's so many things that happen in boxing. First of all, what I love about boxing is there's nowhere to hide. It's super interesting, right? There's nowhere to hide. Number two, there's a scenario in boxing that I love the most. For some reason, there's nothing more interesting to me than watching somebody get knocked down in the first round and then go on to win the fight easily. It's an interesting psyche, right? And I like that, and this is what I'm thinking about it, which is like, here's what's bad in boxing and in business. Going into a fight, getting knocked out in the first round and losing the match. Bad. Getting knocked down and then having the adversity to readjust to what you got caught on and navigating it to easily win a fight is remarkable. That's how I think about entrepreneurship. The reason so many people struggle with entrepreneurship is you have micro failures almost daily. And they're very in your face. You can't hide. And I like that. I like failure because I think I deserve it. I hate when people don't respect the game. When I fail, it means I and I like that because I think people get audacious. My number one thing that I hate about capitalism is that people use it and they love it and they're big capitalists and they love open market and competition and all that, and then they become 73 and they try to use all their money to protect their money. They're not willing to let a young lion eat them the way they ate somebody else. I hate when they try to manipulate it. That's what I love about sports. What I love about sports is when you're 36 and you were once the best player in the league, but now you're getting a little bit older and your body breaks down, you are forced to retire. The one thing that entrepreneurship and capitalism has to adjust to is once you get old and you're tired and you want to be on a yacht instead of working you should lose some money because you're losing.
If you want to know how Elon Musk saved his companies from the brink of destruction, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
I had two choices. I could put it all into one company, and then the other company would definitely die, or split it.